What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best with Owen.
Yeah.
Yay. Woo. Training wheels off. Owen's doing it alone this time.
Yeah, James isn't here to back me up. Back that ass up.
Yeah, we'll miss him though.
Yeah, he just left. We just hate to watch him go, love to watch him leave.
Completely.
As they say.
And then we can talk mad shit about him on the podcast if we want to.
Do you think he would react really crazy while he's editing this if we said some crazy shit about
It's
him?
just like a James roast.
Yeah, like you better not come back.
Literally. I changed the locks while he's gone. Bye, James.
Bye, James. Have fun at the studio.
Yeah.
We're cooking in this one.
Straight up.
We're writing diss tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, we got something going on in here. It's getting spicy.
Well, I'm happy to be back.
You get a daytime slot.
You know, I love being on the daytime.
I know you do.
In fact, it was almost a year ago that I was last on.
Yeah, it was like May, wasn't it?
April or May of last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how much has changed?
Truly. I no longer have a Jib Jab subscription.
Oh my gosh. The highlight of last time's episode.
Yeah. So that's always good news. What else has changed? I'm even trying to think. Otherwise, I think we're the same.
Well, I mean, I was really trying to save catching up until like the camera was on because I want to hear any crazy stories from the DR.
Well, I will say, I feel like because it was a trip with just James's parents, it was like the least crazy trip of all time.
Very zen.
It was super relaxing. It was very nice. We did go into the city one day, which was fun, and like saw a lot of James's relatives, which we haven't done that in the last couple of years. Really put me into perspective how much I need to practice my Espanol.
Okay, what can you say?
Literally nothing.
Oh,
I can understand most of it. I'm getting pretty good at understanding it, but like by the time that I think of something to say back, translate it in my head, they're on to something else.
Yeah, they move on faster than we move on in conversation.
Completely.
You can't really follow tangents.
No. But I got to see, so he has these two great aunts. Have I told you about them?
No.
Okay, the first time that I ever went to the Dominican Republic with James's family, I think I was like probably 17 or 18. So I was super young. Obviously, we couldn't share a room yet.
Well, you're now only 19.
The vibes. Yeah. Yeah, literally. She's so young. Barely legal. No, just kidding. But I couldn't stay in the same room as him.
Right. Oh,
obviously,
yeah.
You know, because that actually is illegal.
Yeah.
And so I was in a separate apartment. His like family all lives in like the same apartment complex.
They like kicked you down the street?
Well, down the hall, if you will.
Yeah.
And so I was staying with his two great aunts. Their names are Chuchi and Lala. Well,
Okay.
Their nicknames are Chuchi and Lala.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think I'd want one of those nicknames too.
Totally. And they don't speak like a lick of English. And of course, my Spanish was complete shit. And I like had hung out with the family all day long. And then we got to like their room and it was just me and these two old ladies. And they drew me a bath, which I'm not like a bath taker per se.
Well, I haven't even heard that phrase in a while. Yeah. Drew me a bath. Got it.
They drew me a bath and then
they're like, what do we do with this white girl?
We need to cleanse her. And they just like kind of like shoved me into the bathroom and but the doors didn't lock and I was like, this is not a place where I personally feel like getting undressed.
Right.
And so I stayed in the bathroom, I'm not kidding, for like 25 to 30 minutes.
To bathe.
And I like had my hand in the water and every once in a while I would like splash around. Because I didn't know what to say. And like I didn't want to be rude.
Totally.
So I'm just kind of splashing around in the tub. And then I finally felt it was appropriate to come out.
Splash around with literally just your hands. As if they're ears to the door listening, just in case.
Literally. And then when I came out, so it's like nighttime. I'm getting ready for bed. I'm not kidding. Both of them on either side of me tucked me into bed physically.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It was so sweet. But I was like, this is so, you're like doting on me hand and foot.
So you saw them again this time?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And I hadn't seen them in ages. They're so sweet.
What happened to your driver? The guy that was mad you didn't go with him last time?
Yes, Radames. He picked us up from the airport. It's funny because he is, at the end of the day, just doing his job.
Right.
But to me, he feels a little bit like another one of James's family members.
Right.
So I'm not sure if this is appropriate or not. But as soon as I saw him in the airport, I gave him a huge hug.
Kiss on the cheek.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe this isn't what you're supposed to do.
Little back rub.
Yeah. He's like, just we're his clients. That's it.
Right.
But hi.
Hi.
It was funny too. We were like leaving the airport. I mean, everything there is just way more cash.
Right.
And so we're like leaving the airport. He was like, I'll just drive around and come pick you guys up from the front. And James is like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, we can walk with you. And so he takes my suitcase, thank God, because of course I brought literally everything that I own. But we're like walking and he just takes us to like some like broke down ass like fucking random parking lot. We walked so far. Like it was like, I don't even know. We should have just let him pick us up. Yeah. Well, and then it was funny too because as we were walking, he clearly knows a lot of people at the airport.
Right.
And so
kind of his crew.
Yeah. And some guy like called out to him and was like, "Why are they walking with you?" And he was like, "I don't know. They said they wanted to come with." It was so funny. But he's sweet. He still listens. He's like definitely super religious, and he listens to like this one like 10 song like Christian Spanish kind of like gospel tape.
Great.
And
the soundtrack.
That's what we listened for like 2.5 hours as we drove to the house.
Wow. I didn't see any fit pics while you were there, or maybe I just wasn't on my phone enough to be catching up.
I didn't take as many. I feel like it's a little bit harder to like put together a really slay fit when you're only going to see James's parents.
Right.
It's just like a little less like, where's my audience?
Right,
you know?
right. Do a little twirl. Yeah. All right. See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, and James's dad is like wearing the same shirt for the entire trip.
I was just going to say, like, now that I'm packing for a trip to Mexico, looking to the camera, for the watchers at home, I am going to Mexico.
Straight up.
I have been
You'll
thinking
be there
about that
as people are listening to
this. I know.
this.
As they're listening, I'm going to be on the beach, pina colada in hand.
Straight up.
Tequila sunrise.
Amazing.
I was thinking, yeah, if I'm going to pack, I don't really have. I went shopping down Southport yesterday. I was like, maybe I could buy one new shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, but also I might wear this shirt like 3 out of the 7 days that I'm there. Because like I don't really want to pack that much.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem. I like to bring way too many things.
Well, for a while, I was convinced that every time I go on vacation, I would buy something, like some souvenir. But I've never, ever left room in my suitcase to take a souvenir home. So I've never done that.
I like to thrift wherever I go, but not so much maybe in the Dominican Republic. But
right.
I don't even know where I would find a thrift store.
Well, you definitely went at the right time. It was so cold when you were gone.
Completely.
-25.
I'm happy to have missed it.
What was it there, like 80 degrees?
Yeah.
Did you have to do a conversion Celsius or did they do Fahrenheit down there?
I think that they do Celsius, but I kept mine the same.
Right.
You know the vibes.
Right. So what was it, 80?
Yeah, it was like 80 almost every single day.
Ooh, I can't wait.
A little bit rainy, but only like tropical rain. Like it comes and goes in like 15 minutes.
Right,
you know?
right.
And then it's gorgeous.
Totally.
It was really nice.
Anything for the Patreon listeners? Oh, right. Everybody listening isn't a Patreon member, are they? Let's talk about Patreon for a second.
Let's. Okay, I paid him to say this.
I'm loving my Patreon subscription. The best part is like if you become a Patreon member for Pessimistic ass best, you get a membership card.
You do?
Did I screenshot and show you that?
No.
Yeah, I mean it's like auto-generated. It just says like member since January.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I have one.
Wait, that's awesome.
I can save it to my phone. It let me print it out if I wanted to.
We gotta blast that
I was
everywhere.
like post it on Facebook. I was like, I won't be doing that.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're loving it. I think I have 3 of you.
Good.
And that's it. We're growing our community though.
3 too many.
Yeah. Literally.
I don't know. In my head, I thought you had like hundreds of Patreon listeners the way that you would talk about Patreon,
I
but I like that it's a little exclusive.
Yeah.
I like that you could say some random crazy stuff and only I'm going to hear it.
Totally.
It's just for me.
And then I don't have to, I can kind of just talk shit about everybody on there. And if you want to find out if I'm talking shit about you, you have to be a paying subscriber.
Right. I think my favorite part was it on a Patreon episode or a recent episode where he said it pays for James's snacks?
That might have been the actual podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. That's his little treat fund.
Yeah, that's what I was like, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
I got $5.
Totally. Yeah, James deserves a snack.
I want to support small creators. That's what I want to say.
And that's me.
Yeah.
Incredibly small.
Yesterday when they said don't shop big business, shop small business, I was like, charge my card.
Everyone sign up for the Patreon right now.
Yeah. If you're looking for something, Patreon.
Yeah, this girl needs it.
Well, yeah, now when I was worried about the TikTok ban, I like downloaded Substack.
Totally.
I made a YouTube Shorts channel.
No, 100%.
So I could subscribe to people. But then I felt kind of weird because I was trying to find all these TikTokers on YouTube. Most of them have not done the crossover.
Yeah.
So I'm like following people that have like 1 million on TikTok and they have like 300 on YouTube. I'm like, they're going to see my notification.
No,
they're going to see
totally.
like Owen subscribed.
I did the same thing. I feel like I like made accounts on any social media that I could grab.
Right.
Like so fast. I made like a Lemonade account. Like what the fuck am I doing on there?
Yeah, I've never even logged in.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would do on there.
No, and like none of them are the same. None of them are a TikTok alternative in my opinion. I also downloaded Blue Sky. It's not the same. It's not funny. My algorithm doesn't understand what I like yet. I don't know. But I really miss Twitter. So
Yeah, that was sad. I was just
Yeah.
thinking about that the other day. I was like, ooh, that one was a sad one to lose.
Twitter was so good.
And now opening up is like, oh.
Yeah, some insane stuff on
Really
there.
can't
And
be
like
on there.
threads, I don't know.
I will say that I did, last time I was in Mexico, oh, hey. For the viewers at home, there's a cat on the couch.
Yeah, and we're covered in cat hair.
We are
also.
actually covered in cat hair.
He smells like litter box. No, thank you.
Did you miss him when you were gone?
James would not shut up about how much he missed them. And I was like, I'm actually getting sick of this. I'm on vacation. I don't want to think about my children.
Well, each day, did he just say like, I miss them?
Yeah, well, and then he would be like looking at pictures. I'm like, you're doing too much
Wait,
at this point.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what was going on.
He's so funny. Well, and then we got back and we were taking care of our neighbor's cat right away.
Right.
His,
give and take.
His name's Baby.
Baby.
He's such a chiller.
Mm.
And like Misho is not a chiller.
No.
So it was nice to hang out with a cat that just like is friendly, doesn't really even meow at you.
Right.
He was more like a dog. He was very
Yeah.
social. Really strange build. He's kind of like a little square. He was like
Interesting.
short, stocky, wide. And he had like, he's like long haired and he has like a huge kind of chest of hair,
Right.
almost like how lions do.
Sure.
So I was sort of like,
My favorite animal.
yeah,
Famously my favorite animal, a lion.
which makes total sense for you.
What was your favorite animal?
I like a giraffe.
You know what?
Yeah.
You kind of give giraffe energy, if I'm going to be honest.
No,
Are you that tall, though? Maybe in my head, you're much taller.
I wear a lot of heels.
Right.
And
like
I do
giraffes.
have a long neck. But yeah, I would say if I measure myself, I think I round out to a very agreeable 5'7".
Yeah. Oh, well, I think I'm 5'7".
I would believe that we're around the same height.
Okay, yeah. I just don't wear a lot of heels.
Yeah.
I could fix
Perhaps
that, though.
you should start.
I could go shoe shopping.
James likes to say he's 5'7", and I'm like, that is a lie.
Yeah.
That's a bold-faced lie.
That's kind of how it happened to me when I thought that I was 5'9" for a while. And then my friend Katie was like, you're not 5'9", because I'm 5'9". I'm looking down at you.
Totally.
And like, it's okay. I don't have like, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. I feel like you're not even, I feel like James is like short king territory. I
Sure.
wouldn't say that you are.
You know, that's interesting you say that because, I didn't realize the cat's behind me. Somebody just said that last week and that they wouldn't put short king in front of me
Yeah.
because I'm not that short.
No.
Standard.
Yeah.
Average.
You're right in the middle.
I'm exactly what you'd expect height-wise.
Totally.
On the screen in real life, he gives that height.
Completely.
And I hope I don't get shorter. I've heard that happens to some people.
My mom's shrinking. I see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do your parents ever go to the DR?
So they went once
Right.
and it was fun. I think my mom is not really a beach vacation kind of gal.
Right.
She can't swim.
Mm.
She doesn't know how.
Right.
And
At this point, why would you learn?
Right. It's
She's
a
a
little bit late.
great artist, doesn't need to know how to swim.
No, I think she's got it all covered. So
You know, like some swimmers, some Olympian swimmers, they probably couldn't be the artist that she is.
completely true.
And she has some talents that they could never do.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck swimming, but it was fun. My parents obviously don't speak Spanish.
Mhm.
So there were some barriers there, but
What
I
were
think they had a blast.
What were the great aunts' names?
Chuchi and Lala.
Chuchi and Lala.
They're so sweet. It was funny too because the first time that I stayed there, they like fought with James's grandma
Right.
over the phone about who was going to make me breakfast. They had made this huge spread.
Let's talk
and I'm
about that.
one girl.
That's probably the best thing ever when you find out that somebody's really awesome at making food.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm like, what did I do to deserve this?
Completely.
What did they make you?
It
Just
was
tacos?
like, well, so it's also interesting in the DR, like even in their homes, like most of them have like someone who cooks and cleans.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We should have that.
Yeah, straight up.
How much more in rent would you pay to have somebody that cooks and cleans in your home?
I mean, you have to assume buckets.
Yeah. For good food.
Right.
Someone comes around, you know, like someone comes around each morning with your mail, but they come with your like food for the day.
Yeah. Here you go.
Well, I've been seeing you every day. You've been zooming in that sky to get that sunset.
I know. We've had so many pretty ones.
It has been nice.
Yeah.
And now we've kind of reached over the winter arc. We're entering our spring era.
It feels springy out.
Yeah.
Even when it's cold, I feel like I can feel the energy. That's one of my favorite things about actually living in the Midwest is having there's
4
nothing
seasons.
like yeah.
When everybody's like, we want 4 seasons. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Have them.
Yeah. Well,
Literally.
what places don't have 4 seasons? Just like Southern California and Florida?
In
Texas.
terms of the United States.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't everywhere kind of get it all?
I feel like all southern states I don't know. You're so much closer to the equator.
Right. Us geography buffs over here. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Grill us on my
basically a
geography.
genius.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great trip.
While you were gone, my iPhone did one of those like memories things, and it made a whole video of you.
Oh my God.
And one of them was like what was that, 2 years ago, where we went out to Lake Michigan at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just like this color of the sky was like that like pale blue.
Uh-huh.
And it's just and you're like wearing also all like denim, so you like match the sky.
So ethereal, that girl.
Yeah. My angel in the morning.
Your phone knew that you missed me.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Literally. Yeah, Steve sent that little message straight from heaven.
So at the podcast network that you're on, would you ever join like one of those like bigger podcast networks if you got picked up?
Yeah, I have to be incredibly close to being picked up at this point.
Totally. Which one would you join?
That's such a good question. I feel like
as a podcast, here's my question for you. As a podcast creator, do you also listen to a lot of podcasts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I actually do. I feel like I don't, I can't like listen to podcasts while I'm working. So it's very sporadic. Like I kind of go back and like I listen to podcasts a lot while I'm traveling.
I was going to say, I've learned a lot of things about trying to get into podcasts, and like now I get it that like commuters are like people that drive.
Yes.
Totally fit for that. And
Yeah.
now that I'm like, I also like take the train and I commute, but I never really thought of like that's the perfect time to listen to a podcast.
Yeah, I know. And then it makes it like I almost miss the commute for that reason. Because like when I'm working from home, I really don't have there's no dedicated podcast hour.
I mean, it takes you like what, 30 seconds to get to your desk?
Literally.
You listen to one ad read.
Yeah.
That was also what I was thinking. I was like, can we get you some ad reads on here? I bring my own.
Well, and the brand that I like did one sponsored episode for last year reached out to me again, and they like gave me all of these options of like ways that I could potentially get involved, but they like make me, it was I guess they called it like a productivity shot.
Okay.
And like I have to drink it on the podcast like when I do it. So it is like a little bit like I have to carve out a little segment for them essentially. Sure. And so we were like talking about it. They like wanted the episodes to go out while I was on this trip. So I was like, I probably can't do that.
Right.
But we'll see. Maybe I'll
who are you
partner with them again.
Who are you listening to? Or what podcast would you say you're like, oh, I like them?
I listen to a lot of podcasts that are similar format to mine. Like I really just love Two Friends Gabbing. I listen to Trixie and Katya's podcast a lot, The Bald and the Beautiful. I listen to Ride, the podcast with Benito Skinner and Mary Beth Barone. And I listen to Kat and Pat's podcast, Seek Treatment. And I've also really recently been loving Caleb Huron's podcast. That dude is so fucking funny.
Right.
He's amazing.
Would you ever join Alex Cooper's network?
Maybe.
Ring, ring, ring. It's your father, whatever she says.
I feel like I'm scared of her, so maybe no. I would consider...
Well, you would definitely not join Barstool, would you?
No.
Right.
Ride is on Dear Media. Like, I could do that maybe, but that has a lot of the, like... Dear Media does all the, like, Bravo girlies podcasts and stuff.
And Caleb's is on, like, Past Your Bedtime or whatever network that is.
It's on... No, it's called... starts with an H. I can't remember. It's a little bit of a smaller one. Seek Treatment is actually on that one too. I feel like they opt for mostly funny podcasts, so maybe that would be a good home.
Right. I'm just so used to seeing podcast promos where like something really crazy dramatic happened, and then the promo is like so dramatic, and you're like, oh god, I wonder what they're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But like, what would happen with you? Like, we'd have to have something crazy happen in your life.
I would literally have to like enforce drama in my life.
Right. So that your promos are like, like you're building up the season comeback.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're back. Kardashians on Hulu.
Straight up. Everything you missed. Yeah. I would have to take James with me too. So, it's only if they would allow him to continue being my editor. Yeah.
I've got one stipulation. You have to keep letting my boyfriend be my editor.
Literally. He's kind of the star of the show.
They're like, we low-key have a team though. So you're like, that's sorry.
You better hire him on.
Yeah. Well, he is kind of like your co-host.
Yeah. Against his will.
I feel like it's not against his will at this point. He's kind of been locked in for 5 years.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to mind too much. Although sometimes we'll like literally get in a fight if I don't think he's being funny on the podcast.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
And the listeners at home go, whoa, I got to speak through this one.
Literally. Hey,
Well, I
yeah,
was
this
telling you,
episode sucks.
right? Like I've now been listening to the podcast on my train ride in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then in my little office at work, I have a JBL speaker next to me, and I'm synced up. And every once in a while, I'm like, should I just put on Pessimistic as Beth? Like it's just like my coworkers next to me.
Literally blast my voice everywhere.
Yeah, you're not saying anything that like.
No, I do swear, but
Well, okay.
is that a friendly thing in your office?
That's fine. Yeah, totally. Like, I think the only thing that would be bad is if like you were talking about like fucking and shit, or I
Totally.
guess maybe you do talk about that. Maybe I miss a few episodes.
Not very often. That's
wasn't-
Patreon only.
Yeah, get your Patreon subscriptions
Yeah,
up.
that's behind the paywall.
I would love if like after this episode your Patreon subscriptions just explode.
Literally, say you and me both.
Well, we want you to blow up on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, I have had some that have gone decently on there. I feel like that platform is so funny because that's where I have haters crawling out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
but they say haters make you famous
Completely. Haters are my motivators.
when they are so obsessed with you that they have something to be mad about.
Well, and it's like every time that somebody has something to say on there, it's just like, it wasn't for you. You didn't need to comment on this because obviously
Yeah.
you have no taste.
Yeah. But also, I was thinking about it in general. Like, I'm not a big commenter on social media ever.
No.
So, like, who does comment on stuff? Like, who are those people
Losers.
commenting? Yeah.
And there's one thing if you're commenting in a positive, right? Like
Yep.
if you love something and you want to let them know, that's
Right.
great. Amazing. You know, mostly I'll just toss them a like and move on with my day.
Yeah.
But going out of your way to like bully somebody on the internet is so strange to me.
Right.
What a waste of energy.
Right. Well, even like with our jobs, like we run paid media, you know, like social media stuff. I'm like, who's even commented on paid ads?
No, like that's
who's
such a
doing that?
waste of time. Like no one sees that. No
No.
one's even gonna.
No.
No one cares.
Nope.
Your feedback is not being incorporated.
Not at all.
No.
Never.
It's so dumb.
Hit me up.
Yeah.
Ours is like, we're hiring. And people are like, yeah, I would love. It's like, that's not how. No one's going to see that comment.
This isn't where you submit your job application.
Yes. God, why is nobody getting back to me? I don't know. You comment on a random Facebook ad.
Yeah. How about follow the link
Yeah.
like you were supposed to?
I
How
would
about try
apply.
that?
How about hit us up on LinkedIn?
Yeah, people behave so strangely on the internet. It's just completely odd.
But if I were to leave a comment, maybe I should start commenting. I mean, I did subscribe on your YouTube channel too.
Hell yeah.
Half of my whole episode right now is just me promoting all your different channels.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, she's
I
also
paid him
on.
to do this. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to be everywhere, which is a little bit hard. I feel like I need to.
Well, I mean, my favorite part is that you completely reserve, you know, the daytime pod for me. I don't
Yeah.
think you ever do a daytime pod with, you know, for anybody else.
I really try not to. I used to like kind of make it where I would record whenever anybody was available. Like I made myself very open. And I feel like now I have enough interest in people being on my podcast that I can be a little bit more selective, which is great. I feel thankful for that. So I try to, my typical recording days are Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
After work,
Yeah,
you make him a meal, get him fed, get him a little drunk,
exactly.
see what kind of secrets they'll
Butter
spill.
them up.
No one's ever really dropped crazy tea on this, have they, though?
No, there was one time when I was recording with my friend Sophia and she we were like talking shit about somebody from high school and not even like that much.
Right.
But we thought she was like, I think it'd be funny if we bleep out the names. And so James like literally put bleeps over it. And then I'm not kidding, like 3 years later or something, maybe like 2 years later, she like ran into somebody from high school and nice kid, like literally could not have ever been about this person. And he like came up to Sophia and he was like, I'm dying to know who you guys were talking about on the pod. And he like gave a couple of guesses and Sophia was like, not even close. But it was funny that like it, you know, had made it all the way back to him.
Right. All the way
Amazing.
back to Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Right.
Over the border.
Yeah. I mean, at that time I was probably still living there. I actually don't know where he was living though. So who's to say?
Who's to say? I don't have anything crazy going on for me to like really start drama either on this.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I did. No, I don't. I'll take it back.
Yeah. To have some obs.
Right.
Literally. I should make more enemies. That could be good for me.
It could be good for the podcast.
Absolutely.
Little clout chaser,
Totally.
drama starter.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, diss tracks are all the rage these days.
No, yeah. Kendrick is really starting something.
I guess he's not starting it, but he's definitely continuing the momentum that they have.
He's bringing them back.
Culturally, really awesome.
Yeah.
People love to see two people fighting.
Yeah, people really do love that.
I'd rather see a diss track back and forth than like some boxing match. That's never interested me.
I completely agree. I don't like watching people cause physical harm on each other.
Right.
But verbal, yeah, absolutely.
Like spit mad game, see who's better at it.
Yeah.
And then you realize they have like a whole team of writers, and then you're like, okay, well, you're not that good.
No, so true.
But I guess using your resources, like, so.
Everybody's weighing in on your beef.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I love that about them.
Seriously. Everybody's in your corner.
Right.
Well, yeah, and then who is Bad Baby's diss track about?
Alabama Barker.
Okay. So they were going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do they have beef? What's their beef about?
What's crazy that I know too much. Basically, Alabama slept with Bad Baby's like guy.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's classic.
And that's how it all started.
Oh, God. She seems like she's still so young, but what do I know?
Mm-hmm. Well, Cash went out she was 13. I just learned that.
No way.
Yeah. And we were around for that.
That girl has lived many lives.
We've watched that clip. We were there.
For sure.
Although, I was thinking this morning. What were people remixing that on? Vine in 2016? Like, why are we getting so much content out of that?
That's so true. Was that Vine? When did Vine come out?
It doesn't even matter. I don't even remember. Because I'm like, why are we all so like tuned in?
I feel like Vine might have even been gone by then.
That's what I was thinking too. So what were we watching that we were all like getting those like clips for
so true.
I can't remember.
And like Instagram didn't have reels.
Right. Just how fast
What
the night
the
changes.
hell?
You never know.
I miss Vine. I loved Vine.
I did too. I love a reason to scroll through my phone, but these days I guess I'm trying to be a little more off.
Same, it's so hard.
But you know what's funny is everybody seems to say that.
I know.
I'm trying to be less on my phone. Yeah, and we're always on that phone.
Yeah, I'm glued to mine for sure.
Even our parents are on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that aren't on their phone are like people without phones.
Totally. So true. What was funny, the first thing in the DR, like we literally just like get up and everyone would immediately get on their phone and like do the Wordle. And I'm like, this is so funny because like we're not even talking to each other.
That's so cool though that the people that made Wordle like got something that like 2 million people do every day.
It's fucking awesome. I really only do the Wordle when I'm on vacation.
Yeah. Just to participate in culture.
Completely.
Be a part of something.
Yeah. It feels really good.
It's like why I'm watching White Lotus.
I'm finding community. Oh my God, same.
So good.
It's so good.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just told me that Mike White, the director, was on Survivor, which I guess I've learned, but he's putting a lot of Survivor people in the show.
Yeah.
They're like background actors.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't know to recognize those people.
Me neither.
I don't know.
I'm not a Survivor head, but I love that for the community.
Right. I love how it's kind of like
Little Easter egg.
transcends generations, right, left, political spectrum. Everybody's like White Lotus.
Yeah.
We're coming together for this show.
Well, and that's another thing. Like, there's nothing better than when everybody is watching the same show and then the discourse that would happen on Twitter. Like, that's something I missed so much. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then you like couldn't be on Twitter if you hadn't watched yet because it truly is not a safe space.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm worried about. Or I guess I don't have to worry about it anymore because there is no place for that. But like being on vacation, I won't be able to watch 3 and 4. I mean,
we watched it while we were on vacation.
Oh.
What's your excuse?
I was like, I don't know, with my mom, my dad, like on a beach.
No, totally.
Here's what I'm looking forward to when I'm in Mexico. Waking up and doing absolutely nothing.
It's the best feeling in the world.
I'm going to walk to the beach, sit my ass down on the beach club, sit. Although, and this is going to be funny for you, I'm like, do I bring Gone Girl on this trip?
Do you even remember where you are?
Yeah, for the people that don't know, I've been working on Gone Girl for 3 years. This would be actually my 3rd year.
That's amazing.
This would be the 3rd year that I've tried to read it because I got it for Christmas in 2022.
Is it that you're not connecting to the story?
I'm so connected. I was like, I don't know. I think she's gone. Like, that's the only joke that I've been saying for years. You're like, how's it going? I'm like, I don't know. She's gone.
Right.
But no, I mean, there's 3 parts. I finished part 1 a couple months ago. And then I just was like, I think I just get distracted easily. People kept asking me, like, are you a reader? I'm like, I'm going to be honest, no. I would like to become one.
Yeah.
But, like, I would have to, like...
Sounds cool to say that you're a reader.
It sounds cool to make my way through books,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I like that, you know...
As readers do.
I like that when everybody, once in a while, you find people, like, make their own little Instagram for their niche new interest that lasts, like, a year.
Totally.
Like, my coworker's brother's book Instagram, I got a push notification, like, someone you may know. And I was like, I don't know this person, but I do like that they posted all the 7 books that they read last year.
Totally.
It's like a little short, little,
7 is probably more than I read.
Or actually, there's a friend that I had from college, Mary. She's the one that I keep up the most with. Every other week, she's posting on her close friends like a review of a book that she read. And she's like, "This is the review. Next one." I'm like, that's the most person I know that's like just churning out books.
I mean, and that's like why I feel like those platforms like Letterboxd and like Storygraph or Goodreads or whatever are so popular, so people can like everyone wants to have an opinion about something.
Right.
Plus, it's also just nice to log and like prove.
Did you
that
ever?
You did it.
Have you been keeping up with your Letterboxd?
You bet your ass.
Would you ever rate the 2 movies that we saw? By the way, listeners at home, watchers at home, Sam and I did like a Barbenheimer thing with James a couple months ago, and we saw Nosferatu in the morning and then Baby Girl at night.
Incredibly horny erotic movies, both of them.
Both of them.
And it's just me and my boys. No, it was, I can't remember. I think I gave Baby Girl 3 or...
I don't have one. What's it out of 5?
Yeah. Okay. I think I gave it a 3, and I think I gave Nosferatu a 4.
Wow.
I liked both of the movies. I will never watch either of them again.
No.
And
I like Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch Baby Girl again.
No, I'm all set.
I just wish there was more, crazy shit happening in Baby Girl.
Yeah.
And Nosferatu, I liked the plot, but like once I figured out the plot, which it wasn't that hard to figure out, but once I figured out, I was like, all right, now we're just going to wait until the end.
I know.
Waiting for him to kill everything in sight.
Yes.
Destroy the world and get his girl.
Yeah.
Get his baby girl.
Get his baby girl. They were both
And-
just after their baby girls at the end of the day.
Right. And then, honestly, the last movie I saw, I went and saw One of Them Days with SZA and Kiki. So funny.
I fucking love Kiki Palmer. She's amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
I like that everybody loves her.
Yeah,
It's
she's
good
so
to have
fucking
a few,
funny.
Yeah, people that we like.
Yeah, right. We need to, we gotta get those numbers up.
Maybe it's my issue with like commitment. I don't think I have commitment issues in general, but like when it comes to like reviewing things or like, did you ever get that app Belly? It's like a restaurant review app.
Oh,
I got it like
that.
2 years ago.
I don't think I ever had it.
And I never did a review because I felt like this pressure to keep it up, and so I didn't even start.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to work through that.
Well, that's like James on his Letterboxd. He doesn't actually write any reviews. And I'm like, then what's the fucking
He
point?
just clicks a star and...
Yeah.
Oh, we had a full conversation about this where like you review... This is for the comment section of this podcast. You review... Well, actually, you say it.
I feel like so many people are on there kind of trying to like formulate these opinions about movies that they think other people should have as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very much like about the work of art or like the body of whatever. And for me, I'm kind of kind of reviewing it based on my current situation and how I felt while I was watching the movie. Did I have a snack? Was I laying on my couch? Did I have a blankie? Was I in a good mood? Am I stressed about work? Those kinds of things. Did my DoorDash order arrive on time?
Very food centric. Was my belly full? Was I having this drink?
Literally. So mine is very much more so about like that.
Right. Whereas James did it for the people.
Yes. But he doesn't leave reviews, so I'm kind of like, okay, so it's just like these like give us some context.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. I like to know like why a 3?
Right.
Why a 4?
Yeah, spell it out for us, James. We can't read your mind.
And like I'm one of those people that I would give it a 5 out of 5. I hate when some people are like, nothing will ever be 100.
Yeah.
What are you, an English teacher in 7th grade? Okay. Like things can be 100 out of 100.
No, and
some
like,
things deserve it.
If I'm having a good day and the movie was good, 5 stars.
Right.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If I had a good time.
Well, you know what? The most times that I do watch movies are on the plane. Like that's really when I watch most movies these days. I just don't sit down to indulge in culture.
I always feel a little bit weird about watching movies on the plane because I'm like, other people are observing me watch this.
You think they're paying attention to you?
Like, I'm like, what if all of a sudden there's like a sex scene on my movie and I'm sitting next to like a 12-year-old?
And there will be.
Yeah. Or like somebody's grandpa.
You put your hands up against the screen so they don't see. Protecting the youth.
There was one time that I was working on my laptop and there was like this... I didn't realize for probably like an hour that there was like this ad circulating in the background that was like for like, I don't know, women's underwear or lingerie or something. And like this old man was just sitting next to me the entire time. And I'm like, I didn't need to do that to him.
No. Protect your elders.
Yeah, literally.
I keep watching plane movies on the plane. Like I saw Oppenheimer on the plane.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
That's so like, yeah.
Because they drop
Inception.
a bomb from a plane. I was
Right.
like, it's like I'm on the plane.
Do you feel scared about flying?
No. It was too immersive though. because then I also saw Top Gun on the plane, and like that one was freaky to be on the plane because like I could be, you know, Tom Cruise right now,
Completely true.
escaping the enemy. That was the best part. After Top Gun, everybody was like, you notice that they never named the enemy? It's just the enemy.
So true.
Very PC in this current political climate.
Right. We're keeping it
Don't
anonymous.
name a country. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the U.S. versus, I don't know.
Yeah.
Space.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. Did you see that they're saying an all-female flight to space?
The headline I can't stop fucking laughing at is like Jeff Bezos sends fiance Katy Perry and Gayle King to space.
Are they coming back?
Literally. We're just shooting them up there hoping for the best.
Honestly, no. I'm not nervous about flying, but I would be nervous right now to go to space. Something about that was like, oh, is that okay?
I don't think I ever need to go to space.
No.
I love kind of being connected to the earth.
Grounded.
I feel amazing here. Yeah, and what an odd group. Also, like, Katy Perry, what are you doing up there, girl?
Right. Well, I think this is like a good transition. It's not, but to talk about your birthday.
Okay, totally, yeah.
Because of all the people that I think that would throw a pitchfork themed party in lieu of it being canceled,
R.I.P.
I think you would.
I mean, for sure.
But I was going between the names. Would you call it like Pitch Son? Would you call it Sam Fork? Like what? And also, we have music. We have talented friends. I think you could really like. I don't think it needs to be a talent show.
I make all of my friends perform for me on my birthday.
Maybe like 3.
Okay, yeah.
Or like
what's the lineup?
Well, yeah, that's up to you. It's your birthday. But I was like, that weekend, it's a hot, perfect summer, you know, early summer weekend. People want to be outside. People want to be drinking and dancing.
Totally.
Shaking ass. And like, if we don't have Pitchfork, what do we have?
I know.
And I think that you're the person that could assemble that.
I'll bring it back. I'm happy to sort of lend my services
I
there.
mean, why not go back to Union Park? It's going to be empty.
So true.
Why we just pop up there and do a whole thing?
With like a speaker and yeah.
That's what I was visualizing it, manifesting it.
And then we get somebody like a food truck that can provide me with corn dogs.
Exactly.
It's basically the same.
And like we can have one person do like the drinks, so you can at least be like, wink, wink. Can I get it? And they like give you it for free, just to like, you know what you love. It's my birthday. We'll get somebody to be a photographer just to catch you in a fit.
Totally. Yeah, I'll never live that moment down. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That made me feel electric in ways that I can't even begin to describe.
Repost. Who's that girl? It's me.
It's me.
Well, I died whenever you guys were on that apartment tour thing. You and James just deep into those comments, just replying to everybody.
Every single one. I still get people who like those comments of mine. So I'm like, okay, this is still circulating.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of haters on there for sure. But for the most part, I found it funny. Like so many people were like, okay, this couple's like straight out of Full House.
Right.
You did not have to tell me that these two lived in Logan Square. And I was like, yeah, okay, read me for Phil.
Right. And they did.
And they sure fucking did, yeah.
And the comments were not turned off.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's actually the good thing about the internet is like most people aren't bothered by like hate comments anymore.
Yeah.
Back in 2012, oof, that would make you cry.
Right, for sure.
That'd
We're
be
taking
tough.
that to heart.
That'd be tough to have somebody really going in on your life.
My therapist is hearing about that. I'm having to write it in my journal.
You don't have a therapist right now, do you?
Mm-mm.
No, cut her off.
Yeah. I actually have never really had like a long-term therapist. I like hunted for one for a while, found that to be very distressing and unfun. And then I was kind of like, I think I know what they're going to say anyway, so I should probably just like do the work.
Yeah. I think if you're good at doing like working through your own shit, like you don't always need one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never had one either. I think I'm just very like, I talk about with my friends and like myself and my family about anything.
Same.
I feel like I work through it either way.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like I'm very self-aware in that way where like I know all of my bad tendencies. I know all of my good ones. Like I'm not stupid. I don't necessarily need to pay somebody $300 to tell me what's the matter with me. Like I know.
Yeah.
I know that I got some stuff.
And I'm working through it.
Yeah.
And we're only 28.
Right.
We're only 28 once.
So fucking true. Yeah, that's so true.
I was at a
love
birthday party a couple weekends ago and the girl there was turning 32. I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Never been done before.
Everybody else there, though, was 32 and above.
Okay.
And so I was like, wow, actually, I feel really young at 28 here.
Completely. Older crowd.
It was really messed up.
I feel like I will
They're calling
still
me
feel...
baby girl. They're calling me baby girl. I was like, whoa, whoa.
I think I'm still going to feel young at 32.
Yeah.
I think that's my goal.
Oh, I think we're always going to feel young.
Yeah. I feel like some people don't. I think some people opt for growing up fast.
Yeah, they like age themselves like crazy.
Yeah, I'm
and
not
maybe it has to
interested
do
in
with
that.
having kids. Maybe people just settle down faster if they get married. But also we're like young, bustling in a big city, so maybe we just are always going to feel young.
That's true.
And like that's great for us.
No, like I can't wait to feel young forever.
Exactly.
Young and free.
Young, wild, and free.
That's us. Okay, well, let's get into your good, bad, ugly.
My good, bad, and ugly. Right. The segment of the show. Good thing it's still happening. All right, I've got mine. Okay, and honestly, I went back and forth if this was going to be a good.
Totally.
But I decided my opinion is that this is good.
Okay, love it.
The way I wrote it down was servers with secret talents is my good.
Okay.
So I think honestly, that's good.
Completely.
When your server just like is serving you and you're like, where the hell did they go? And all of a sudden they're doing karaoke at the bar.
Absolutely. And bringing the house down.
Right. And like, will they come back and get you your fries? I don't know, but they're busy killing it.
Yeah.
How many songs they've got? I don't know, but I'm glad they're finding an outlet
Totally.
to express themselves.
Yes. Why was it almost not going to be a good?
Well, because then I was like, fuck that. Like, what if I actually need something from my server and they're too busy performing? Like, I didn't come here for this.
Sure.
But I ultimately decide that's good.
No, I agree. I think it's one of those things too where the service industry tends to attract people who are, probably gunning for something else.
Right.
Something a little bit bigger.
Exactly.
So yeah, you have to assume that these people who are taking your order are also amazing at something, and
Right.
it's not necessarily just like food delivery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I always like it when a server, bartender, waiter, waitress is always a little like humorous,
Completely.
making jokes.
Yeah, doing a type 5.
I hate it when like there's no sense of humor behind that bar.
Completely.
Okay, fine. Here's my credit card. Swipe it.
Yeah,
I'm out of
sorry,
your
we're
hair.
sworn enemies.
Yeah, what the hell? No smile?
Oh, I didn't realize you hated my guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll walk my ass right back out.
Yeah.
And like, no, wait, I got a song.
Suddenly the microphone's in hand,
Yes.
lights are dimming. Yeah.
Like this past fall, I feel like I keep finding myself in karaoke scenarios. So like that was kind of where it started. I was like, good, karaoke is good. But like what makes it even better when a server is like, I also am going to do karaoke too.
Yeah, I'm getting up there, girl.
Yeah. And like, I guess if you're going to watch people sing all night, you may as well do it too.
So true.
And like they always pick some good songs. Like I did karaoke a couple weeks ago for a friend's birthday party. And I did Meet Me at Our Spot by Willow Smith.
Love it.
Old deep cut.
That is a deep cut.
But it was great.
I feel like the key to a good karaoke song for me is if other people can also sing along.
It always is, right?
Yeah. Because I don't necessarily want to be the lone star of the show.
No.
But honestly, I haven't done karaoke in ages.
No. And like that's all I'm thinking. That's what I mean, imagine like being at a nice restaurant and the person takes the mic and starts doing a tight 5.
No, completely.
You're like, oh no, do a song instead.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge you.
Yeah, I feel like it is oftentimes too. Like those people do make good servers as well because they're, comfortable in front of a crowd.
Well, like what you said, most of them are probably pursuing some kind of other than like serving people. Like,
have you ever worked in the restaurant industry?
I was gonna say, like, I've always wanted to, but for dudes, and maybe this is like gendered, but like they always make dudes start as a bar back, and like I don't want to clean up the tables.
Yeah.
I want to be serving the tables.
Yeah.
I've actually had dreams sometimes where I've like wanted to work at a restaurant, and they're like, "Nah, you got to stay in the back.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be client, you can't be customer facing."
Oh, this is a deep-seated fear for you.
Well, because I wanted to, I just don't want to start at the bottom. And I guess everybody, being a server, everybody supports the whole
you could always lie.
I know, but like, I'm
Yeah.
a truth teller. What would I lie? I just make up in the restaurant, no references.
Yeah.
The business closed down during COVID. Sorry, you can't call them.
Everybody died.
Yeah. It was a mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
Oh, they're out
So
gonna go, you can't call them, but I was an amazing server.
Serious tragedy.
It's like, how could I get into the industry? Because at this point, I either have to quit corporate America and just like move somewhere that has like nobody, so they need a guy, serving.
So true.
Or like, no, you're stuck cleaning up dishes and cleaning.
That's the worst part about working in the restaurant
Again,
industry.
I'm not above it. Let me say to the camera, I'm not above it. Hand to God. But I don't want to do that. Like, I'd rather just be out there, shooting the shit with customers.
Charming people into tipping you big fat.
Right. And like, I feel like I would be entertained by dealing with bad customers. Because like, no one's going to make me cry.
Okay, brag.
No one's going to make me have a bad day. Like, if somebody's being that crazy, I'd be like, whoa.
Totally.
Whoa.
When I worked I found actually of all the jobs that I've had, working in restaurants to be the most stressful. I don't think I'm made for it.
I'm not made for it. I'm made for my slow, remote computer job, tip-tap typing on my laptop.
I love to just clack away on that thing.
Hop on a Teams call. Hey guys, get a cool background. I'm now super into backgrounds.
Oh my God, okay.
But anyways, I've derailed for my good. But yeah, my good was...
I love it.
Sarah's just... At first I was going to say hidden talents, but like secret talents. Like you didn't know they're going to do that.
Right, and all of a sudden they just bust it out.
Bust it out.
I love it.
And I think more people should be doing that.
Completely. Show me what you're made of.
Yeah, like I would love if a bus driver had like a microphone.
Totally.
Singing. We're coming up to Belmont and that's like, all right.
Oh my God, yeah. No, that would be amazing.
So maybe any kind of like public service worker with a secret musical talent.
And then how about the ones that are truly just bus drivers? What then?
Oh, surprise. Or imagine like doing like charades and you're like, no, focus on the road.
Like magic tricks, yeah, or miming,
or like maybe the screen on the bus should actually be like Jeopardy. They're like, no, it's what is. God, they never learn.
Okay, no, I love that. That is a good.
That was my good. I'm gonna say it's good.
Yeah,
it ultimately was a good.
I love it.
Because part of me was like, well, it's taking away from like the experience, but no, it's actually adding to the experience.
Right.
There should be more of people like that.
It's a fun little surprise.
Plus, like they can
Dinner
sing.
and a show.
Let them sing. Yeah. Not only were we getting dinner, we're also getting a show. It's like, what were you at Green Mill when they shut the whole thing down and you had a whole drink left? Mm-hmm. Someone behind the bar should have started, playing a jazz band.
Right. Like I'm still here. I would love to sit and stay.
I'm still here. I want to be entertained.
Yes.
And I'm wasted.
Literally.
And I got money to spend.
Yeah.
Give me Apple Pay because I'm spending money. I used to be so scared of Apple Pay because it still happens to this day where I'm like, it makes it too easy for me to spend my money.
I know. I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's amazing.
I got scammed out of a ticket. Not actually, but like I spent $50 too much on a ticket because it all moved too fast. And I'm going to blame Apple Pay.
Okay, totally.
I do love that you kind of like have to like put your face, to Apple Pay. Kind of like.
Oh, totally.
You kind of have to serve.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, literally. Every time that I get my phone, I'm like.
Yeah. Like, $72.
Literally.
Great.
Yeah. We used Apple Pay like the entire time that we were in the DR, and James couldn't pay for anything because his bank like always is like, oh, you're in the Dominican Republic, we're gonna shut everything down.
For him, of all people, he's supposed to be there.
And he goes every fucking year.
Yeah.
But so then I literally am buying everything, and he's like, grab my phone, swipe, 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 swipe. I was like, oh shit,
damn.
I need to check my statement.
Like, damn, I guess I am made of money, huh?
Oh, but yeah, it is crazy how easy it is these days to spend money.
Yeah.
I can't leave my house without doing it.
Literally. It's like, we're about to do it later today.
Yeah.
That's my other favorite part about the daytime pod. We gotta do something fun after this
Completely.
too. I mean, we're having fun now, but we're gonna have more fun later.
And we'll just keep the good times rolling.
Yeah, and they'll never know about that.
Yeah.
That's between you and me.
That's Patreon members only.
Yeah. In fact, the next episode, maybe I should be on as a Patreon episode.
Okay, I love that idea.
But like, it'll be for me.
Yes.
Like, I make an episode for myself to listen to.
Straight up.
Do you have guests on Patreon?
Honestly,
I guess
never
they'll never
have.
know. They'll never know. Okay, ready for my bad?
I am.
Okay, this one I had to think about, but I think it's a good bad. Speakers too loud.
Totally. Speakers too loud. Bad. It's bad.
USA hockey played Canadian hockey.
Okay.
Did you hear about that?
No, but I'm tracking.
And we went to George Street Pub with a couple people. They all wanted to watch the game. I was like, I don't really give a fuck, but I like sports. So
yeah.
I'll watch a competitive game. And the speakers were so loud. I was like, we're in the ring. And I was like to the waitress, and I was like, can you please like turn it down just a little bit?
Right.
I'm just more worried, like, I've reckoned with the fact that like I will get older and parts of my body won't function the same way that it was when I was young and 20.
Totally.
Like, I get that. And the hearing one, I think, is the only one where I'm like, God, I really don't want that one to like really deteriorate as fast.
Yeah. Trust me, growing up with a deaf mother, I'm kind of like, I need to start wearing more protection.
Right. And like now that I don't really give a fuck what people think of me, like I don't care if I got like these huge and like there's all these new brands for like earplugs, or turn it down.
No,
How about
right.
that?
It's actually as simple as moving the dial.
Yeah. How about just turn the speaker down?
Please.
I don't need to hear it that badly.
Yeah.
Most places turn on the subtitles too.
I feel like recently I've also been to a lot of concerts where it's just like so fucking loud.
So loud.
Like why is that what we're doing? Am I just getting old? Has it always been like this?
No, it hasn't always been like this.
Yeah.
And who's doing it?
Right.
The guy in the back?
Who is the culprit?
Yeah. Speakers too loud are bad.
Speakers too loud, bad.
And like I like a good volume. Like I went to work, again, my JBL speaker, like I got it on lock one day last week. I was so excited. I was like trying to get to work a little early just to like for fun. I'm never there early. I'm always usually one of the last people
For
there.
fun.
But I was like, let me just see if I can do it. You know, get the work.
A little challenge.
Yeah, see if I can be the first one in the door.
Okay.
And so I was there, first one in the door. No one was there. I grabbed the JBL. I cranked that shit to 100. I was blasting music throughout the whole office. Nobody was there. And I was having so much fun.
Free will.
I felt like I was like almost like home alone. Nobody's in the house. I'm blasting music.
Totally.
You know, I was feeling great.
That feeling is awesome.
And that was fun, but it's like a JBL. It wasn't like cranking in my eardrums. It was like normal.
Right.
And like people tell me to turn it down all the time. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like when a speaker is like so in your head, like you can't actually hear anything.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost worse too when it is something like sports. Because at the end of the day, that's just a bunch of guys yelling.
Yeah. You hear the
That's what
puck,
that is.
like the puck, puck.
Yeah.
Puck. You're like, all right. Yeah.
There's no need for it to be so loud.
And people were rooting for, apparently there was supposed to be a lot of fights during this game and there was barely any. And I was like,
in the rink?
Yeah, in hockey you can fight.
I did not know that.
Yeah. But I was
That's
like,
allowed?
yeah, it's like encouraged.
That's crazy.
But it is allowed. And
it's encouraged.
that speaker was just so loud.
Totally.
I'm really pinpointing like one specific example of why I made this my bad. But I think you can extrapolate and say like, overall, speakers don't need to be that loud.
No, like let's turn them down.
And if anything, you know how on the airplane, maybe they still do this, they'll hand out like headphones for you.
Mm-hmm.
They should always have like earplugs for people now.
Yeah.
Forever. If you got a speaker on, you should have earplugs available for those of us.
I completely agree. Oh, I will say I hate having a conversation while I'm wearing earplugs because I cannot fucking hear a bitch.
And I want to be able to like chat and lean back and forth and like engage with the whole thing.
Yes.
But yeah, speakers can't be that loud.
No, like
we've got to stop.
Yeah.
Who do we have to tell?
Straight up. Who's in charge?
JB Pritzker?
Yeah. That might be the guy.
JB, if there's speakers in Illinois, turn that shit down.
Turn that shit down.
And it should be left, very conservative. It should be left up to the states. States' rights.
Yeah.
States
we're
have the
giving
right.
that back to the states.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or the municipality, cities, whatever. Maybe the mayor should be in charge.
They can pick the decibel level.
You know who I saw the other day? I felt like a celebrity because I was like, you know, when voting comes around, you like look at your alderman and shit like that. Well, we have like 50 wards in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was on my street on Tuesday.
Your alderperson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't remember his name at all, but I was walking down. I was like, it was like really weird because like I have never met him, never even heard him speak, you know? But I saw his face just standing on my sidewalk talking to a neighbor, looking up at like their roof. I don't know what they're talking about. And I was looking, I was like, why does he seem so familiar?
I don't think that I would know my alderperson if they literally bumped into me physically.
The only reason why I know, like even to have looked up his name was like 2 years ago, they wanted to put a speed bump on my street. And I like signed it. I was like, yeah, there's kids here. Sure, that's a good idea. And so I looked up his name and like I remember his face now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw him. I was like, wow, I gotta talk to him about the speakers.
Yes, get this guy on the phone.
So loud. And like, is that boomer of us to be? But like, whatever. I don't give a fuck anymore. The speakers are damn too loud.
No, straight up, it's important to hear. Also, like at the end of the day, I'm also trying to have a conversation. Like if I can't even hear myself speak, I got a lot of good shit to say.
I like left. Did you hear my joke?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck yeah! Do I need to repeat it?
Yeah. Okay. It's only funny 3 times.
Yeah, straight up. Kind of stuck the landing. What now?
That's bad.
Right.
That's major bad.
That's so bad. Speaker too loud.
Yeah.
Bad.
Bad. Kind of connected to the person of good because if that server who's singing her heart out, if it's too loud, bad.
Completely ruins the experience.
And that's why I was hovering back and forth. But yeah, ultimately I figured out why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Too loud.
Too loud.
And that is maybe boomer of us, but who cares?
No, like we're proud to say it.
Yeah. And it expands generations. If the speaker's too loud, someone's got to turn it down.
I completely agree with that.
All right, ready for my ugly?
Yes.
Okay. This one is a new one for me.
Okay.
Because I used to really like it. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't used to love it, but I've now decided this is ugly. Mukbang TikTok shop ASMR. Why are we slurping?
No, totally.
Why are we doing that?
And you used to like those videos?
Well, at first I was okay. I think that's why I put all the words together. At first, I was into ASMR where people would buy the microphones and they'd do like the nail stuff or they'd unwrap stuff and you know they would whisper. I'm like, okay, I get the appeal. It's soothing.
I don't.
It's calming. At first, well, I wasn't like into it, but I was like, I get who this is for. But now I'm like, why are we doing? Like, what is? What is that for? Who is into that?
No, totally.
And if they are into it, why are there so many people popping up these days?
People are obsessed with it.
There was just a week that I was scrolling through TikTok, and every time I opened up the app, it was like it was just some girl dipping her big ass like fried chicken
It's always
in
fried chicken.
ramen, wrapping it up, just shoving it in her mouth and making the slurpiest slurp sounds.
And they're always, because it's the point of mukbangs too, is it like they're like kind of gouging themselves. Like they're like eating an insane amount of food.
Apparently the word translates to eating show. Like that's what it means from
Okay.
whatever language it's from.
Right.
But that's what it's for. It's supposed to be an eating show. Okay. Yeah. I watch the Food Network, like I subscribe to the cooking channel.
Totally.
But these are on another level. Like why?
Well, and I feel like it's oftentimes like crazy pairings. There's always a bunch of dipping sauce.
And the noises are just what gets to me because
Yeah.
and this doesn't have to be the speakers too loud. This is just like
I'm sensing a theme.
this is just specific to like what ugly.
So what if your server's hidden talent is that they do mukbangs in their off hours?
I can appreciate the idea.
Yeah.
Cuisines, try new things.
Totally.
But the way in which some of these people do it, I just started
We can't get
laughing
behind
in
it.
my own like room, like watching these videos. I was like, what is going on? Like I
Totally.
couldn't believe I'm just kind of like dumbfounded these days when they're just like so intense about like they slosh all the sauce all over it, stick the entire thing in their mouth.
Yeah.
Like there was one week where all I was getting was seafood boils, and I was like, "What are we doing?" There's stuff an entire hard-boiled egg stuck in their mouth. I'm like, I don't know. I hate this.
When it gets to the seafood and they're kind of like slurping around in the shrimp,
It's the
like,
slurping.
Yeah.
They're slurping it like crazy.
Yeah. There's actually a guy from my high school that is super YouTube famous now.
Oh.
I don't know if he's still with his girlfriend, but I think one of the things that they got famous off of was doing mukbangs.
Yeah.
And now he also does videos of him like shopping at Target and all these different things. But I think mukbangs may have been kind of like the
And then they'll have like
start.
some TikTok shop link to go buy their chopsticks or whatever. I'm like, this whole thing, there's something sinister about it. Like, who's promoting this? Who's pushing this content?
totally.
Are they getting paid more than the rest of us?
Yeah.
Like, I know there's like money in social media, but like, why are we doing this?
No, right.
And they always have like 1.1 million followers. And I'm like, is it all the same million?
Why? Right. Why are 1 million people obsessed with watching other people eat?
Seriously.
What's going on there?
I feel like the comments like, I guess this is my dinner tonight. Like,
Yeah. No, that shit is crazy. Also, those videos where people are cooking, it's usually, actually, I think that one guy who used to be the bouncer at KK does this too. It's always like they're cooking a meal, but then they're being kind of like sexual towards the meat. What's up with that?
right.
Why are we
You and me
smacking
is
it
talking about
around?
this. You can hear you've been wanting to bring this up. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get
Who's
it.
that for?
And like again, everybody makes their own content, have fun, like I love because during that like preparing for the end of TikTok, I realized that so many of the creators I follow are like cooking creators. Like I follow
Sure.
so many people that like are chefs or home cooks or whatever, and like I just like that content.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I guess I draw the line to like just like the eating and the slurping and like just like the sauce.
Hey, the buck's
drip.
gotta stop
When it's,
somewhere.
Like, yeah, literally, it's like the sauce like dripping down their face. I'm like,
No, we're all set.
This isn't for me.
Yeah, you actually didn't need to film that.
Right. and now I'm like, okay, I mean, I want to support you. Do you? I can't. It's not for me.
Yeah. Hey, it's not for everybody.
No.
Everything does have an audience though, and I do find that so interesting. Like I just saw something about this girl who's like making a bunch of money just like wearing these kind of like dominatrix shoes and just like crushing like fruits and vegetables.
Oh.
She makes tons of money doing that.
So you're saying you don't like ASMR though in general?
I don't think I get it. Like it's not like I'm offended by it
No.
in any way, shape, or form, but I it's not scratching that itch for me. Like I would love to know what it feels like to someone who is obsessed with it.
Right.
Like is that just like soothing to your brain? What's going on?
Maybe.
So I find it's so interesting. I can get down with like I understand like the oddly satisfying video vibe, but yeah, something about specifically, especially whispering. I can get a little tap, sure, that's cool. Whispering to me, I find unsettling.
I'd be dead if in a few months your content just completely changes.
My entire podcast is whisper.
Yeah. Whisper food slurp videos.
No, like
The
I could
slurping.
never.
And I guess there's like some culturally, their slurping I guess shows appreciation for food, But I don't know. Something about this is really messed up.
I found a good way to show appreciation is saying things like or yum.
Or thank you.
Yeah, delicious.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and that can kind of, substitute for a slurp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, unless it's like a slushy or something where it's like natural to be that slurpy about it, it seems like people are doing like some big extra stuff to make it like the lips are always like
sure,
pushed
we're
out to the max.
dramatizing
They're really
the
like
slurp.
I didn't even know, and maybe this is like I'm naive. I didn't even know you could like eat an entire chicken wing off the bone. Like people just put the whole thing in their mouth and rip the whole thing out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing some crazy stuff.
That I think that would send me to the hospital.
And like maybe this is all just like more of like I gotta stay off my phone more.
No,
Like,
right.
Maybe I should just close out of that app a little more often. Like I don't get them anymore. Like it was just a week straight where every time I opened up, I was like, oh, let me just like
Mukbang
be distracted
after
and like
mukbang.
yeah, literally. It was like over and over and over. I was like, and I couldn't stop laughing because like I was like, who's million likes? I'm like, what about this?
Right. Yeah, it is fascinating. Everybody, different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. Some people like to listen to a pod.
Yeah.
Some people to watch,
Some people love a slurp.
slurp.
And that is so great for them. Wishing them the best.
Hey, sending love.
Yeah,
to
nothing
you and
but
yours.
happiness.
If there's gonna be one thing about 2025, it's like find what makes you happy and I guess keep doing it.
Completely. And if that's mukbang videos, go crazy.
Go crazy.
Live your life. Be free.
Be free.
Be free. Be happy.
Be free, you little freaks.
Seriously, let your freak flag fly.
So yeah, that's my ugly.
Yeah, I get it. I think I'm on your side. I'm watching some basic ass content.
Well, when I was on the bus
I'm a
here,
simple woman.
it almost was my bad. But then on the bus here, I was like, what is the definition of ugly in the first place? So I looked it up, right? And and the three definitions that I saw were unpleasant or repulsive. Right. Yep. 100. Yep. Got it.
Completely a slurp. Are you kidding? So
yeah,
repulsive.
Causing. I said one said morally repugnant. I don't know. A little stretch. A little far stretch. But one said involving or likely to involve violence, and I was like, honestly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This seems a little violent to me.
No, totally. Yeah, you're inflicting violence upon your viewers.
Yeah.
We didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
I didn't consent to this mukbang.
And I can obviously scroll, but then the next video was another one. I was like, I'm in the bad place or whatever that show is.
Yeah, those aren't showing up on my algorithm.
Well, yeah. Now my current algorithm is a lot of I don't even know what my algorithm is giving me these days.
Mine's cat videos after cat videos.
Well, we're clearly covered in cat hair. That makes sense.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that before we leave this house.
What was it called? A chom chom that you had to clean it up?
Yeah. I'm literally gonna have to just chom you at this point.
I mean, it's kind of cool, very aesthetic
You
texture.
think so? Yeah, you came here in black clothes and now you're leaving in white clothes.
Yeah. It's the best of both worlds.
That's really cool.
And where did they go? Where did the cats go? I swear they were obsessed with us earlier.
I know, now they hate us.
Well, I feel like I didn't look at the camera once, but you know what? That's for the watchers.
We're just
to see.
too engaged.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question is your hater mode activated today?
I was just thinking about that. Not today, but it was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
I have no idea. But I was thinking about it. I was like, she's going to ask me my hater mode's activated. Not today.
I don't think mine is either.
No.
I woke up with a bit of a hangover, so I feel like I was being a little bit of a hater this morning. And I was kind of grumpy until James actually got out of the bed because I was like, you need to clean the house.
Wait, you got hungover from just last night?
Yes, and I don't really know why. I only had 4 drinks, but I mixed my liquor, so I'm wondering if that was doing something to me. I also didn't drink a ton on vacation.
Sure.
So maybe I'm out of practice.
Right. Well, I would love to lower my tolerance. My goal for 2025 is lower my tolerance.
Yeah, well, let's bring those levels down.
I would love to get a little crazy and silly off of just 2.
Yeah, right. I will say, though, I was drinking Negronis, so, alcohol forward.
That sounds great.
Yeah. But I can't wait to drink some more. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thanks for listening, you guys. Love you. Mukbang going up on the Patreon for my subscribers. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.